Good morning to you all. Today we are going to, last time we have seen something about cloud computing and regarding about public cloud. We have seen about private cloud. We have seen about community cloud. We have seen about hybrid cloud. Now let's see something about different properties of cloud, which is nothing but 9 fundamental properties of our cloud. The first and most important property is that open access. Every user must able to access that your cloud through internet. Without internet, as I told you before, it is not possible. You can able to access your data with the help of internet. The second most is reliability. Reliability is that whatever the data, you must have it, or the capacity what you have stored it should be independent. Like the cloud must capacity at a level equivalent or superior to current independent system. What does it mean? It's just thing is that whatever the data you have, it should be real or reliable. Then interportability, you must able to move your data from one cloud storage to other storage. That is more important. Then third is pay as you, whatever you are using. If suppose I'm using 1 terabyte of GB of space, I must able to use for 1 terabyte space. If I use this for 1 week, fine. And the next week, my data I'm using about 500 GB hard disk. Then for first week, I'm paying for 1 terabyte. For the next week, I'm paying for 500 GB. So this is what security. The cloud, your data must be protected. Your data must be protected. Privacy, client client has a right for the data must be clearly defined and protected. The data, how the data is stored, where the data is stored, and everything should clearly be defined, and they should be protected. Economic of sale means what the cloud must deliver saving. Noticeable saving means you can able to save a lot of money and everything irrespective of what cloud you are using it. The most sustainability, the cloud must raise energy components and reduce ecological impact. The reason is that I'm not using the high computers or something like that. Whatever it is, the cost and everything, the energy released by it, we will see the server diagrams and everything in that one. What are the energy release, how the energy is calculated, and everything in this part. This is a different part of story that we are going to discuss is. Then the fast and broadband connectivity allow cloud computing to connect business organization and computers. Broadband connectivity should be there wherever they are, they should be able to connect it. Fast internet connectivity, then there should be a reliability. Third one is interportability for pay as you go, or what you can security. Then privacy, sorry, this is privacy. Then economic value. Then the ninth one, six, seven, eighth one is this one, sustainability. Then universal connectivity. Yes, whatever the connectivity, it should be fine. It can be broadband network availability. All allow. I can use anywhere, irrespective of that. If I'm using Internet Explorer or am I using Google Chrome or whatever it is, I can able to connect it with the help of internet connectivity, because I may be here in India using all 4 or 5 networks. I can able to access that one like Geo or other whatever the networks I'm using. These are the 9 fundamental principle of cloud. This is the basic 9 fundamental of principle of cloud. Then let's move on to the next slide. The architecture, the cloud architecture. What is it? Architecture. We have got two important things: front end and back end. Remember one thing: cloud architecture has done with two things. One is front end and the back end. We are going to see all those things. So this is front end. Front end is nothing but as we discuss it. Front end is nothing but, as I told you, application interface like browser or an app created by the organization, whatever it. Front is nothing but your browser. It may be Internet Explorer, or it may be Google Chrome, or it may be something else. We are not bothered about it. But the front end is nothing but the connectivity what you have. The back end is section where oversees all allotted authorities of the organization or to the organization, like enormous information storerooms, virtual machine, security frameworks, servers. These they are similarly occupied other things which are very things. So basically, what we are going to see in the front end is nothing but your browser or something like that. At the back end, what you're going to see is that uh, uh, enormous information of storeroom, virtual machine, frameworks, servers, and everything. So if I see the block diagram, if it is available here, yes, the a block diagram is nothing but this is your front end where you see your browser, internet connectivity. As I told you before, without internet connectivity, this is not going to happen. So this is one, and this is your backend. As I told you, there are a lot of things available, servers and everything. We are going to see what do you mean by applications, services, runtime, cloud storage, infrastructure, security. These are the things which are has to be done at the back end. These are the things which are at the back end. The front end is your browser or something like that, and it has to be go through internet connectivity. The next slides, what we are going to see is that this one. If hope the client, let's take example, this is one, the client infrastructure. This is what the first part is that client structure. Front end is GUI, graphic card, or whatever it is, interface, or whatever the things. Application, the next part is application, the software or platform that client want to access. The software, the application, if you see, this one is application. The first part is application, and the client, the software. The application may be any software or a platform that client want to access it. The software which once you are on the internet, then that application might be a software of the organization or something else. Then the next part is the services. There are three type of services, cloud services, managed type of different type of services. Basically what we are going to see, the three types of services. One is software as a service, SaaS. It is known as cloud application services. Basically we can see about, we don't need any browser or something like that. We have Google Apps, Salesforce, Dropbox, other things which directly available. Platform of services, PaaS, is also known as cloud platform services. It is quite similar to SaaS, but difference is that software creation using, there are the software you need to create and everything. There are called Windows, Azure, Force One, and other things. We are going to see all those things. Internet services, where Internet as a Service, IaaS. This is also very infrastructure services which is provided by the cloud. We are going to see which is nothing but Amazon Web Services, AWS, E2, EC2, and other things. So basically, there are three services. Remember one thing: the cloud services, which we are going to see in a different part, is SaaS and PaaS and as. Okay, these are the three services. First one is the application, the software which we are going to use it, then the internet. And then the third part, which we have going to see in our next slide, is something different. Runtime cloud. Execution runtime environment, which if you see it here, it's here, runtime environment. What does it is? Runtime environment is nothing but your cloud services or your virtual machine. Virtual machine, we are going to see the virtual machines also, how it is work, what are there in the cloud and everything, which are but your virtual machines. Okay, these are nothing but your virtual machine. Storage, the most important part of the cloud is nothing but storage. Store is nothing but this is storage, where we are going to see this one. Storage, the capacity, what, how the, how, what your data is stored, what the data is, how the data is stored, how much data, how much capacity, how much megabyte or something is stored. Infrastructure is provided service, a host level, application level, network level. We are going to see all those things. Then management, how you're going to manage all those things, how you're going to manage all those things. These all those things are, if I say it, these things how it is managed by this help. Then if you are managing, there need to be a security. Yes, for that reason we need to, if you're managing, there need to be a security. Yes, security is the build up backup component of the cloud. All those things has to be managed with the help of a security. Nobody cannot, there is infrastructure management. If you want to provide some services to someone else, you need to log into the services. The login is done by the security purposes. Then the last then the internet connectivity, as I told you, medium of interaction between the front end and the back end is nothing but your internet. the medium of connectivity between front end and the back end is nothing but your internet connectivity. Now let's move on to other part. This is the infrastructure part, which we have seen it. If you see the blackboard, front end and back end. Now let's move on to this other part of this one. Yes, cloud history time frame. Uh, Cloud history, which we are going to see the history part of our cloud. Okay, the first phase, the first one, last data center. Many uses vacuum tubes, machine relays, which is like this. It was in 1940s and 1950s. This was the history of our cloud data processing industry, and then came up with IBM, Xerox, Honeywell, which was their data processing in 1968. It was 70 million. 1978, it was $3.15 billion. Time sharing 1973 came into existence. Time sharing market share of Honeywell was 34, IBM was 15. Then came Xerox and CDC, DEC, UNIVAC, Honeywell. If you see it, they are using this type of systems. IBM 361 Xerox. These are the systems which were used by them, and the market share. Then in 1980s and 90s, we have got Grid, then Grid 5, Pi-N, Open Grid, and other standard forms. Then we have got other things about P2P system 19, as we have discussed in our starting point, millions of users, yes, many gigabyte per day, yes, that was there. Then we have got BitTorrent and everything, other things which are available. Supercomputer came into existence, server frames came into existence. Then now we are having a cloud, which is already we are going to see different part. If you see this slide, the major slide of this one, everything comes up here, is nothing but your history of a cloud, history of a cloud, or time of a cloud, how it is developed, in 1940s or something. We need to have a data centers or something like that, very large data center. Many used to vacuum tubes, mechanical layers, and then came IBM, Honeywell, Xerox, and other things. Open size grid into came into existence. Then grid came into existence. Now we are going to see this part. This is very important part. We are going to see this part also, which is out of our curriculum, but we are going to see this part, how you're going to calculate and everything. You all know what you mean by BitTorrent. Many of them already downloaded many movies or something like that, or many of them now you have got GitHub and everything which are there. Many of them have already got the GitHub users name and everything, where you can download or upload your videos or something like that. These are the something which are now the services which have. Let me go through this. There are the three services which are used. As I told you, of SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. End users, this is one end user, application layer, application developer, or infrastructure or network architectures. Now example which I can take up, let's take example. I'll give my own example, or I'll take your example which we are going to have it. We are going to have a get togetherness. The only thing is that we go to the hotel, we give an order, we get all the things delivered to us, we eat, and we pay the bill. We are not using anything. The cook food and everything has been given to us. That is nothing but all as per the menu. You have given an order, and you get all the things. You pay the prices. The next one is that the next option what we have got is that find somebody else, go out, get all the raw materials which are available, then come down to home and cook. Still, we are paying the money or something like that. Third option is that we Oh, sorry. Second option is that we everybody come to one house. We give an order from Swiggy or Zomato, and we pay the money. And still, we are using a little bit of resources from our home. The third option is that somebody else go out, bring all the raw material, pay the amount, then start cook in your home and everything. The first option is that you go to the hotel and you pick all the required things, menu according to the menu, and you eat and you pay the prices. This is nothing but your SaaS. All the required data is available, everything is available. You just log in, you use the resources, you use it, you pay the money. The next one is that you order from Swiggy. Yes, you are sitting in a home.
That is your infrastructure. You order from it. Still, you need to pay the money. You go there, you require some of the data, 50%. You're using plates by yourself, your spoons by yourself, but still the food and everything, the software and everything is available. You bring it, you use it. Third is that it is your home. You get all the software login requirement and everything. You develop the software, you model it, you test it, and you give it back. Whereas here you don't want to test it. You take the option, there are models available, you cook it and then sorry, you make it and you give it back. Whereas here you just go out. So there are three services which are very important in the cloud. Again, there is something called hybrid cloud which is also come into existence, but we are going to see these are the services which are major services as per your syllabus is concerned. So we have got SaaS, PaaS, and as. So the basic thing of SaaS is neither package software, OS application stack, server storage network, OS application stack, server storage, and everything is available here. You need to have it, everything, infrastructure, network architecture, application develop. You can develop it. Here we are giving you infrastructure, we are giving you network and everything. You need to develop it. Here you just have to come down and you just use this part and do the rest things. Okay, I'll stop here. And as a services, if you see it, we have got, there are many things. One is application layer is coming up. There is a database which are coming. You can use it, code, mobile, everything is available. The application of SaaS is also known as hosted software, on-demand service, on-demand software, or web-based software. It is nothing but hosted software, anything on demand, whatever the demand you want at that services, and web-based software. This is the definition of SaaS. And more important thing, let's move on to SaaS is nothing but on-demand software. And the most important thing is that it has a multi-tenant architecture. What do you mean by multi-tenant architecture? It can be economical because the software developed and maintained costs are shared where share with different users. This is multi-tenant software. SaaS is multi-tenant software, where which is shared by different users. If you see here, yes, one is using application server, database, other one is code and everything. Let's say, for an example, if I take it as a bank, this I call it as bank, and these are all on-demand services. For an example, and this I'm not doing just an example. I'm giving you. This is bank. This is where you deposit the money. There, this is where you get the what do you call printout of your machine or something like that, where you just check your what do you call your balance. So this person can only check the balance. This can able to tell you, give you the printout of your statements. This can able to modify the account or update your system or something like that. Everything somewhere down the line, a person is sitting on the network, he could just able to monitor all those things. This is the system. You just log in and you get all the required data. Is it host software, on-demand services, or web-based services? And it is multi-tenancy and multi-tenancy architecture. Host, whereas single tenancy architecture in which each customer has their own software. No, it is not there. Tendency, while multi-tenancy provide only the has the task update. Once it is updated, everybody can able to get the update data. Whereas here it is not there. So that is more example. For an example, which is I've given here is that centralized administrative security guard at the gate, which can able to see all those things. A security guard with the main gate can able to see who's coming and everything, all those things. But the electricity bill and water and every facilities are given by the host who is using it. But in order to get into that one, all the use the resources and everything, you need to pass through the security guard. Once you are using, you can able to this electricity bill and particular time you are not using it. Unfortunately or fortunately, if you are not in a home for 1 month, electricity bill is minimum, water bill is minimum. Other facilities, what are the facilities you are going in? It is multi-tenant uh, tenancy. That is one thing. And the more important thing is SaaS is nothing but the data is stored in two format, that is vertical and horizontal. The data is stored in two format, that is vertical and horizontal format. What is the difference between vertical and horizontal? The manage the data based on the particular organ. Vertical means it is for healthcare, agriculture, real estate, financial industries. How it is stored, we are going to see later part. And then horizontal product is such as software, marketing, and other. tools, human resource, and many others. So if you're using for human resource and everything, human resource, marketing, tools, all the data is stored in horizontal. Whereas here, the data is stored for healthcare, agriculture, real estate, all this data is stored on the basis of vertical. So basically, SaaS is on-demand services. It is multi-tenancy, and then the data is stored in the two format, vertical and horizontal format. This is the major things. And the last, the advantages. Yes, scalability. At any given time, I can able to scale at a given time. Yes, flexibility. Yes, it is a flex. It's eliminate the cost of purchase, the pay as you go services. Flexible. If I want, I can use it. If I don't want, I cannot use it. Update, up to date. Yes, it has to be up to date. It will be updated. Improving, reduce the burden of the start, and it has been updated. And SaaS application can access anywhere with the help of internet. It makes flexible to the customer, easy and availability. These are the four advantages. One is scalability, the other one is flexibility, then up to date, and this is easy accessibility. But there are some disadvantage also. Although what we are going to see, these are the disadvantage. Connectivity. If there is no connectivity, you cannot able to access that one. Performance, the speed, because everybody using different platform and different other things. It's very based on the location of the customer. The performance is dependable. Then management, everybody should use the newest version. If somebody is using old version, then there's a problem. Security, the security of a data, sensitive data managed could not be major belief around that host. Limitation, the limited function for cloud provider, it is difficult to provide every function. Every function is not available for it. The management, what you call update version, all versions are not, all application part is not available. Connectivity and performance, these are the security also, because everybody sensitive data, everybody management should have to look on to believe that everybody using the sensitive data, and they should be using for proper purposes. We'll stop here and we'll see the next part in our next class. Thank you very much.